Hey kids, this is Ivan. How you doing? It's good to have your thinking challenged every once in a while. And certainly, as I've been involved with the RPG Brigade more and more, and having dialogue with other people that make videos or post or what have you, um, I've certainly had my thinking challenged. I've certainly, you know, been exposed to new ideas, new perspectives, new perceptions, and not only has it had me, examining some of my beliefs about role-playing games, and either coming away with them being stronger and reinforced, or just coming up with some, broadening my horizons. It's also had me thinking about things that I don't normally think about, and so I'm going to talk about one of those today, and that is, my preference in terms of, do I want things to be cinematic, or do I want them to be gritty and realistic? What kind of feel, I guess, for lack of a better word, do I gravitate towards, or do I really like? I certainly know what kind of genres I like, and some of them support being cinematic or gritty. But I think no matter what the genre, you can certainly play it at a level that appeals to you. And for the heck of it, because I love this movie, I'm not sure how much this is going to come into play in the conversation. Let's see if we can get you to see this. Ah, yes, I am Korben Dallas. Chicken Good. The Fifth Element. Certainly a movie with lots of cinematic moments. Is it cinematic every single second? No. More cinematic than not, however. I've found over time, looking back at the kind of, I guess, the game sessions, the campaigns that I've had the most fun in. I like a game where it's fairly gritty. I don't want to say realistic, but I've kind of gravitated away from like super high fantasy, that sort of thing. I like more swords and sorcery. But I like us to, I like action, but I like us to be doing mundane things and characters be doing things at their level of competence, so to speak. And every once in a while, there's this really cool cinematic moment. And I'm not talking about planned epic moments. I'm talking about those moments that you talk about years after the game, where like, I can't believe you pulled that off. That was really cool. The cool thing about games using the Ubiquity system, and I'm waiting for the other ones, but you can't see this at all. Desolation. The one I actually have, post-apocalyptic fantasy role-playing. But that whole system supports the idea of these cinematic moments. And you can certainly play it very cinematic or, punctuated by cinematic moments. I personally like, any game to be punctuated by cinematic moments, maybe various levels. But, I like I didn't think I was going to like them, but I like the mechanics that game has in it, as far as style points and chance dice, which I'll talk about chance dice another time, where, you get to perform at your level of competence. Like I said before, the mechanics of this game really, or, that system really support it. But every once in a while, you get this, like, all right, I'm throwing a bunch of dice down, and I narrate it because, the system encourages you to narrate, like, exactly how you're doing something. And then, if you succeed, because it's not guaranteed, you have this cinematic moment. When the chips are down, it's very important that your character pulls something off. You make it more likely, and that represents not luck or fate, but you actually exerting yourself because this is very important. It's that whole thing when, Indiana Jones, at the last second catches something and then, grabs onto the truck or jeep or whatever the heck it is he gets on. I forget. I haven't watched those movies in a while. It's when Korben Dallas is able, beyond all odds, to jump onto, another vehicle, another flying car, that sort of thing. I forget exactly how he does it in the movie. It's been a while since I watched that too. But there's moments, as the Mangalores are attacking the ship, he's able to take these guys out. He's able to, like, with bullets flying all around him, able to, get under a table or whatever the heck it was he was pushing around and get from point A to point B and make it. And now they make it himself, but help another person do that too. Those are cinematic moments. Otherwise, the guy's a reluctant hero. He really didn't want to come out of retirement. But there he is. Because the thoroughbred's got to run. Heroes have to be heroes every once in a while and be pretty badass. And so that's what I like. I like a game to be relatively gritty, relatively mundane. We're doing stuff. But every once in a while, it's punctuated by those cinematic, exciting moments. Not planned, but things that just happened, that you talk about for years. That to me is a sweet spot. So I don't think they have to be mutually exclusive. I don't think you have to play a game that's just strictly gritty or just strictly cinematic. I think if it's ultra cinematic all the time, then it's not at all. Because if everything's cinematic or epic, nothing is. Becomes commonplace. I like those punctuation marks of excitement. So what do you like? Tell me about it.